Today, I would like to discuss how using the TQM philosophy, which means total quality management, can improve the perception of the construction industry. In order for you to understand, let me walk you through the way that the construction industry is viewed. As stated by Baldry, the construction industry is most commonly perceived and identified as one that is the provider for an unsatisfactory product, rarely delivered on time, with limited aftercare services resulting in excessive and unanticipated costs. Also, as the employer of a disreputable male dominated workforce which demonstrates unreliability, low productivity, limited skills and competence, and as the vehicle for unsatisfactory career prospects and excessive employment demands. These statements alone are enough for anyone not to want to work in this industry, but as you can see all around you, without the construction industry, we would have little to no houses, bridges, recreational areas, hospitals, or homes. The construction industry is one of the largest and most productive industries in almost every country. But there is a way to change the way that this industry is perceived by implementing total quality management. The TQM is a management system that is strongly customer focused and involves continuous improvement throughout its process. It basically doesn't end because there is always much more room for improvement. The TQM uses strategy, data, and effective communication to integrate a quality discipline into each and every employee within an organization. But the TQM philosophy can only truly take effect if there is strong teamwork for there to be an increase in customer satisfaction and with time achieve a lower cost for production. Any organization can implement this system by encouraging employees to collaborate across all departments and functions as well as with customers or suppliers. The main objective of the TQM, after all, is to create a continuous increase in customer satisfaction and loyalty while also achieving lower costs for production. You might be asking yourself by now, but why is this TQM so important? The TQM plays a very important role in the success or failure of a company. It's important because if that company wants to stay in the competition with other big brands or industries, their quality has to remain top priority in order for consumers to be satisfied and keep coming back for more. After all, there is no company if there are no customers. And what is quality? Quality is a parameter that separates the superior from the inferior products or services. For example, when you buy chicken from a company such as Quality Poultry, you know that the product has to meet certain criteria in order for the product to be allowed to be sold and uphold quality standards. Whereas if you were to buy chicken from a street vendor that has dead chickens hung out in the sun all day, you know that the quality of the meat will not be the same or as preserved. Who wants to eat rotten and sticky chicken anyways? That is why quality is very important because it places one product over many others. We all prefer to buy from a reliable and safe source rather than from someone that may or may not be safe and reliable. The TQM consists of five main areas. They are quality circles, benchmarking, the Six Sigma principles, quality partnering, and continuous improvement. First in line, we have quality circles. These are circles usually consist of 6 to 12 dedicated volunteer employees that meet frequently to discuss and solve problems that affect the quality or their work. They can collect data and make surveys as they see necessary in order to push decision making to an organizational level. Next is benchmarking. This is a continuous process of measuring products, services, and practices against the toughest competitors out there. This is done in order to identify areas that need improvement in order to not get left behind and stay within the loop of modern development. This can also be used to generate new business ideas, assess market demand, or identify and improve practices within the industry or company. Benchmarking is divided into 5 easy steps in order to provide the best results. The first is the planning stage. that identifies objectives of the studies conducted and characteristics of products or services that significantly influence customer satisfaction. Second is to find the source of information that will be collected. Third is to collect the necessary information. Fourth is to analyze all the data that has been collected and recommend areas for improvement. Last is the most difficult one to achieve because it has to be done up close on a daily basis, and that is to improve by implementing and constantly monitoring. The next area in the TQM philosophy is the Six Sigma principles. The Six Sigma is a set of management techniques intended to improve business processes by greatly reducing the probability that an error or defect will occur. This has a high quality standard that helps to achieve a goal which essentially states that something has no defect 99.97% of the time. This is the measure and nothing is taken for granted, and the pursuit of higher quality and lower cost with less risk is never forgotten. The Six Sigma is also based on a 5-step methodology used to approach and solve problems. The steps are to define the problem, measure the level of attention that it needs, analyze and find a solution, improve the problem, and lastly, keep it under control. This next area refers to what is called quality partnering. That means that when quality control personnel are seen as an intimidator rather than a colleague, there might be less productivity due to the feeling of being watched while working. In order to prevent this, the quality control personnel should be partnered with someone that is highly known in the area and placed to work alongside others with a functional area, identifying opportunities for quality improvement throughout the work process. The method of assigning personnel to a specific area of the business to work alongside others in order to gain knowledge and pinpoint areas that need quality improvement throughout the work process creates less tension and more productivity because they are viewed as insiders and accepted easier. The last area to cover for the TQM is continuous improvement. Although not as easy as it sounds, it's better to implement a large number of small, incremental improvements in all areas of the organization on an ongoing basis rather than to try to improve massively in a short time frame. This way is the most effective to improve a little bit of things continuously and is likely to have the most success than trying to improve everything at once. The TQM focuses on teamwork, increasing customer satisfaction, and lowering costs. That is why this system could improve the image of the construction industry. This system can improve the quality and performance of the construction industry through its clearly defined steps to success. Simply by integrating all the quality related functions and processes throughout the entire industry, and with the help of interested parties, the construction industry image can be renewed and refined. If this system were to be implemented successfully and accepted by many or all parties, then with a nationwide effort, there would be no more late delivery time, there would be less or no unanticipated costs, there would be no more bad reputation for one of the greatest industries created out there, there would be no more need for corruption by contractors that feel that they need to steal from their clients, and lastly, the careers in this field will not be referred to as unsatisfactory. The total quality management would indeed improve the image of the construction industry if everyone complies with the process, but like any other process, it has its advantages and disadvantages. The disadvantage of this system is that it is costly to implement on a large scale. The time that it takes to see and measure the impact is very difficult to measure. Also, if people resist the process because they think it's not the right way or they do not want to take on responsibilities, it will take more time to take effect on a large scale industry. The advantages of the system are that with this system, the end product quality will improve across the board in order for companies to stay in business. With better quality, there will be more satisfied customers, which in turn will create recurring employment for those who actually take the time to provide the customers what they deserve. In time, as the industry develops and grows, contractors and other workers can start to raise their prices because customers will be less price sensitive if they know that quality is assured and can later lead to higher profits for workers. If workers are being paid more, they will be more motivated to work and provide the best quality possible to earn their desired wages because they see that their efforts are making a difference and not being taken for granted. In the end, we have to ask ourselves, is all the work worth the time and expense? Personally, I do think it will be worth because millions of lives will be positively affected and the industry might even start to grow more, and then it could result in a great deal being more popular. So yes, this approach would indeed change the industry's perception and possibly help many other lives. So thanks for watching.